y'all, it's your girl Jazz and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, and if you're not, welcome back. Okay, so if you read the title, you already know that today's video is for the females, or women as I should say. Kind of just gonna be talking about like feminine hygiene care, hygiene tips, you know, that sort of topic, you know. Okay, so if you're a guy watching this, you obviously know this video is not for you, but it's okay, feel free to keep watching. If you're a female, feel free to share the video on and pass the video on. But anyways, let's get started. So for starters, I'm gonna just let y'all know from now that this video, it may or may not get like a little personal, like TMI, so I feel like I'm not gonna go too crazy. Into detail, but like I'm just gonna let y'all know from now. So anyways, we're gonna be talking about feminine hygiene care, a shower routine, menstrual care, and you know, so forth. And some of the stuff that I'm gonna be talking about that I personally use, some of them I don't have, some of them I have coming, like I ordered them recently, so they should be here like tomorrow or Tuesday, so I'm just waiting for them. But I will show y'all pictures like on whichever side that I choose to of the stuff that I use or stuff that I would recommend. But what I'm gonna say from now is that these are stuff that work for me. I don't know if they'll personally work for y'all, but I'm just letting y'all know what I use and what works for me. So we're gonna start off the video with a question, and obviously you're not here to answer it with me, so I'm just do a little question. How many of y'all females have ever used scented soap down there? I'll give y'all a minute. Okay, so how many of y'all said yes and how many of y'all said no? You could let me know in the comments, or you could just, you know, keep that answer to yourself. So if you answered yes, that's okay, because I'm pretty sure many young girls weren't taught like what soap to use down there and what soap is good to use down there. And sorry, hold on. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm pretty sure a lot of young females were not taught what soap to use down there, and that's okay. We're learning, right? Jeez, please. We were all going through that little phase called the learning phase, but that stops now. It's actually not good to use scented soaps down there for many reasons. Anything scented down there for females especially can like disrupt our pH balance. This could also just lead to infection or irritation down there. It's just best to just use anything that's unscented, that have like no additive, and everything that's just plain unscented, nothing. For me personally, what I use is Dove unscented soap, either the bar or the liquid, just whatever I have in me, whatever I have with me at the time. But yeah, that's what I use. And genuinely, when I do like wash down there, I would use a separate washcloth from the one that I would use on my body. For the rest of my body, I would use an African net sponge, because I feel like that just overall kind of helps exfoliate my whole body in general. But I don't use that down there. I use that for my body, not down there. I feel like as a child, when you're growing up, most people will be like, oh, like down there is supposed to smell like flowers or roses, or you know, all the sweet things that they can think of. But realistically, that's not the case. If you find yourself sticking to a simple routine and you're still finding that there's still like some sort of odor or something, I feel like it's best to go and check with a gynecologist so that they can make sure that everything's just okay down there. And also, gynecologists are not just for odor, they're to check for infections and also just to check your overall imbalance or pH balance and so forth. Another good thing to keep in mind is when you get out the shower, it's best to completely dry yourself off, whether it be pat dry, towel dry, air dry, whatever works best for you and whatever you normally do. And as for underwear for women, it's best for us to wear cotton underwear specifically. Cotton underwear actually helps down there breathe. Also, it's best not to wear nothing too tight or nothing that's very restricting. As for nighttime, I know many women wouldn't personally do this, but the best option when it comes to nighttime and you're sleeping would be to go commando, because it'll just overall just help down there breathe. Down there needs to breathe. except if you're on your cycle, that's another case. But yeah, so for my girlies who do work out, whenever you have any clothes on that you probably may have sweat in or anything, it's best to just change it immediately, like as soon as you get home from wherever you was at. Don't stay in those clothes for long periods of time. And don't like see this and take it as like, oh my gosh, like this is embarrassing. While you notice the odor, it's best to get rid of it rather than sitting in it and letting it worsen over time. So a very important topic that is not talked about a lot when it comes to women hygiene or healthcare, stuff like that, is your diet. And your diet kind of plays like a very big role in your hygiene or your health, and you may not even realize it. If you're the type of woman to eat very unhealthy, and as far as unhealthy, I mean like fried foods, lots of sugars, stuff that have a lot of salt, this can cause a very bad imbalance in your pH, and this can involve you having odor. Having a balanced diet is the key to having balance down there overall. I feel like in this day and age, we tend to have more access to more of the bad foods, processed foods, fried foods, sugary foods. But the thing I will say is, if you do get intact with all these bad foods, I feel like it's best to try some type of like probiotic, any type of probiotic, or stuff like kombucha. I'll put a picture here of the one that I have tried. I didn't really like it, but I'll just put it here that I've tried it. I did notice that it did help me with my bloating, because sometimes my stomach I get very bloated often, but only when I'm like on my period and stuff like that. But yeah, it did help with the bloating. Anything that has a good amount of probiotics in it just help your balance down there. And overall, it's best to just include vegetables or fruit, or just more vegetables and fruit into your diet on a regular. And those vegetables and fruits are not just for down there, it's for your whole body in general. And just from taking in those vitamins and fruits, you're getting so much, not vitamins, just from taking in all those vegetables and fruits, you're getting so much vitamins and nutrients and just all the good stuff for your body and for your health overall. So it might be hard to just try and switch automatically from a unbalanced diet to a like normal and balanced diet. So it's best to just start it off slow, and always include water. At least 3 to 4 glasses a day, 8 glasses the most, but always water is a must. Also, another thing that I have learned, I haven't taken any of this before, but I know a lot of people use chlorophyll, and I know it helps with just having like healthy skin and having a healthy body, and it also just helps with detoxifying the body as well. Okay, so the last thing we're gonna talk about is period care. So overall this year, or like these past couple months that passed by, I've like noticed that there's been a lot of like stuff happening with the menstrual products that women have been using. They've been finding lead, even mold, and all that kind of stuff in the products that most women use on a daily. And there can also even be cancer causing products in the hygiene product, and these are from brands such as the brand Always, Kotex, and even some Stay Free products. Even hearing these on a daily, it can be scary to hear, because it'll be like, oh, like I just used this product last week, or I just used this product weeks ago or months ago, and it's just like, should I go get myself checked for anything? And it's just, I feel like as a woman, it's just scary, because you never know what you're using and that you're just putting into your body, and it's just harming you and you don't even realize it. So with me personally, my periods never used to be like anything crazy. I feel like it used to come by and it would only last for like 4 days and it'll be like nothing. But now I realized that my periods are lasting like a week basically, and I'm having very bad cramps, like very bad to the point where I can't even move sometimes. And my back, it feels like there's like 5 or 6 people just standing on my back, and it just hurts to even lay down, stand up sometimes, sit down. Like I'm just genuinely in pain whenever that time of the month comes for me. Another thing I have noticed is, which is a little TMI, but I've been very heavy, like to the point where it would literally I would literally bleed through some of the stuff that I would be using, and I would be confused because I'm just like, I never used to be like this, and I'm just like, what's going on here? Okay, so one of the brands that I personally use that's a very like organic and all natural brand, it's spelled R-A-E-L. I'll put a picture right here. They also have panty liners, I think overnight pads. I'm not too sure, but I've used their products for like a while now, and so far I feel like they've been the best for me, and they're really good with just holding in everything. The brands that I used to use before was Always, like the ones that I mentioned before was Always and Kotex, but like I stopped using them ever since I found out that they had those stuff in it. But this brand you can find at Amazon, Ulta Beauty, Target, or I think just any local like pharmacy like CVS, Walgreens, or whatever. But I personally get them from Amazon. Yeah, this brand is 100% organic, 100% hypoallergenic, and it's unscented, and it's free of any chlorine and fragrances. And it's very trusted by me, obviously, but that's up to your judgment if you want to use it. I'm not gonna force y'all to use anything, but I'm just telling y'all what I personally use and what has worked for me. Also, I don't personally recommend like I'm not gonna tell y'all to take like pill or whatever to help with cramps or stuff like that, but I recently started using yall. I use the caffeine free one specifically, and also when I realized that I was taking ashwagandha also, for some reason I feel like it helped like lower my pain that I was experiencing on my period. But I wouldn't recommend, I'm not gonna just tell y'all, oh, take this. I'm just letting y'all know what I use and what worked for me. But yeah, that's all I have for today's video. I tried not to get too TMI and too like just not like, you know, there, but yeah, I hope all my ladies and all the men who even stayed to watch the video enjoyed this. And I also have another video that I plan on doing either next week or the week after that. But yeah, I'll probably include the anonymous questions link for the next video, which that is a hint to the next video. I'll probably include it in this video in the description below, maybe or maybe not. But or even let me know some of the products that you use, or some stuff that you recommend using for me, or some stuff that you recommend that I use, and you know, so forth. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more.